So today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to look at the story behind a storyteller. Who is this creator, Joel Crumbley, and what really makes him tick? We're diving into his personal journey and his mission to really understand the engine driving all of his work.
You know, it's a question you could ask anyone who makes stuff. What's the real reason you do it? Is it for the fame, the money, just to get something out of your head? For Joel Crumbley, though, the answer is, well, it's something else entirely. It's super specific and really, really personal.
And this right here, this one sentence, is basically the key to everything. He says this isn't just some backstory, you know? It's the foundation for his entire life, for everything he creates. So let's unpack that a bit. How does a belief like that actually turn into a creative mission?
Okay, so let's talk about that mission, because this is the engine for the whole operation. It's not just about spinning a good yarn, it's about what those yarns are actually supposed to do.
At its core, his goal is to kind of reframe the whole conversation around faith. He wants to show God, and these are his words, as a fun, creative, and joy-filled father. And that one idea, that specific mission, it shapes literally every single creative choice he makes.
And he gets pretty specific about it. If you look at his goals, you'll see he's looking in two directions at once. On one hand, he's trying to reach people who are outside of that, Bible bubble, folks who might never pick up faith-based stuff. But at the same time, he's also talking to believers, trying to get them to go deeper. And the common thread through all of it? This idea of letting the Holy Spirit guide the actual creative work.
All right, so if that's the why, you need a pretty impressive how to pull it off, right? A mission that big needs a serious toolkit. So let's look at the skills and the experiences he's stacked up over the years that let him tackle this thing from all different angles.
And when you look at his journey, man, you can see how it's all been built piece by piece. He starts out with a degree in theater, so he's got the acting, directing, playwriting thing down. Then he's touring with the children's theater, but then he pivots, goes back to school for film, lands gigs as a film editor for huge places like TNT, TBS, and Cartoon Network. I mean, you learn how to tell a story fast and punchy there, right? And now he's using all of that at In Touch Ministries, and he's jumping into a totally new world, writing novels. Every single step added another tool to his belt.
And you know what? This isn't just some career he fell into. This is a passion that goes way, way back. He talks about putting on puppet shows for his parents when he was just a toddler. So that desire, that impulse to tell a story, it's been with him, like, forever.
Okay, so we've got the why, the mission, and we've got the how, that awesome toolkit he's built. So where does it all come together? Let's talk about the what. His current big project, a young adult novel.
Get this, over 102,000 words. That's just the first draft. That number alone just gives you a sense of the scale of this thing. This is a massive, massive effort where he's pouring in everything he's learned. And he's not just banging it out and calling it a day. No way. You can see he has a super clear, careful process. He finished that huge first draft, then did a really intense edit to fix it up. Now he's on a third, even more polished draft. And the next step is sending it out to people he trusts, beta readers, to get their feedback. He's really taking his time to do it right, to make sure the book is as good as it can possibly be.
And here's where things get really interesting. This is a total shift in how he's thinking about publishing. See, he's self-published before. He did a picture book called Wild Feelings. But for this new novel, he's upping the ante. He's aiming for the traditional route. That means finding an agent, getting a deal with a big publishing company, the whole nine yards.
So this huge project is getting close to the finish line. He's got this new goal for publishing. So what's next? What's on the horizon for him?
Well, the work is definitely not over yet. He's got to get advice on the best way to publish, find illustrators for the book, and then start the whole process of querying agents. That's basically pitching them his book. But what's really cool is that he's still learning. He's taking courses to get even better at his craft. And get this, he's already got ideas cooking for book number 2. So this isn't a one-off thing. He's in this for the long haul.
And this last quote it really brings everything together, doesn't it? He knows he's got a huge learning curve ahead of him, but he connects it to this bigger idea about life itself. That a life that's really worth living is all about growth. It's all about facing new challenges. And that's just a perfect way to think about it, how our passions and our missions are all part of that bigger journey that really we're all on.